Hello and welcome once again to Third Wednesday Magazine. I'm Dave Gibson, editor of the magazine, and tonight I have a special treat. J.R. Solonche, nominated for the Eric Hoffer Book Award, twice for the National Book Award, and three times for Pulitzer Prize. J.R. Solonche is the author of more than 40 books of poetry and co-author of another. He lives in the Hudson Valley of New York, and now here is J.R. Solonche.
All right, then I'm on. Good evening. Thank you for being here. I want to thank David for inviting me to be here. And I'm going to read a few poems. I'm going to start with the two poems that Third Wednesday published in their magazine on December 2nd. This one's called Afterlife. It's not streets of gold. It's not pearly gates. It's not anything you'd hang in a museum of bad taste. It is perhaps the dust motes you stop noticing, still dancing in a shaft of ordinary sunlight. Or it might be the uncomfortable chair on a porch, or a book you meant to finish, its pages turned by a breeze you can no longer feel. Or it could be the silence after the last word of a long and complicated sentence. Maybe it's a quiet, peaceful space where nothing is asked of you, not even attention, especially attention. Maybe it's the ongoing quiet business of the world you left behind, the rain still falling on the grass. Du Fu. I listen to your complaints, the price of rice, the sound of rain, your white hair falling out. You had many worries about the country, the emperor, the people, the war. I nod, I smile. I understand, but this mustn't be one way only, so I tell you of my worries about the country, the people, the wars. We are not so different, Du Fu, you and I. We both looked at the moon. We both felt small. We both wrote it down on whatever paper we had at hand. No, my hair is not white and is not falling out, but when it does, you, Du Fu, will be the first to know. My daughter and I went to Starbucks this morning, which we do maybe once a week or so. So there's a poem called Starbucks. I stood in line this morning behind a man who was arguing with his phone about a meeting he was already late for. I looked at you, my beautiful green one, your distinctive, deep, rich green, often specified with the Pantone 3425C, hex code 006241, and RGB parentheses 09865 close parentheses for freshness, growth, and maritime allure. On the wall with your two tails and the stars in your hair. You're the queen of the steam, ruling over a kingdom of cardboard sleeves and names misspelled by tired teenagers. I love the way you stare straight ahead while the milk screams in a metal pitcher, as if you were listening for the tide instead of the chime on the drive-through sensor. I love how you keep your crown on straight. I love how you never once complain when they spell my name without the L. Such a strained romance, this pilgrimage to your castle of caffeine, where I take my cup, feel the heat against my palm, a small private fire, this carrying of your image on a cardboard chalice through the streets, this devotion, our vows of marriage and of silence. This is called Sneakers. So I remember the sneakers. They were white, high-top kids. They had to be. All the kids had them. You opened the box and the whiteness hurt your eyes. You could smell it, the clean, white canvas, the rolled-up laces. They smelled like the brand new notebooks I got every year. After they got dirty and muddy, which didn't take long, they smelled like dirt and mud and dog shit. I wore them everywhere until the soles had a hole big enough to let the world in. I thought they made me faster. I ran up and down the street. I was a blur of dirty white, a skinny piece of speed. You know how memory works. It selects what it wants to keep. It keeps both whites, the innocent white and the experienced white. It keeps both smells, the clean smell and the foul smell. It keeps the running. It forgets the scraped knees, the terrible school lunches, how they called me Four Eyes, especially the girls. Oh, the girls. Yeah. The girls made fun of me more than the boys did because I wore glasses in first grade. When did you start wearing glasses?
I started in the 7th grade
Wow, okay.
when I was caught cheating on a test that was written on the bulletin board.
Yeah.
I was copying the questions off a neighbor's paper,
Oh, wow.
and they thought I was copying the answers, but I was only copying the questions because the
Wow.
kid was a fool. I wouldn't have ever dared copy his answers.
That's a great story. I started wearing specs first grade. I was 6. I mean,
That's early.
and then I started wearing braces. And then after a while, I guess when I got to middle school, they were asking me, hey, when are you going to get a hearing aid? Because I had the glasses and the braces, so they wanted to know when I was going to get hearing aids. I never did get hearing aids.
Well, I waited till 75.
Yeah.
Before you go on, JR, I just want to tell you that Tufu is one of my favorite poems that I've had in the journal.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Well, thank you for that. He's one of my favorite poets of all time.
Mine too.
Absolutely. No doubt about it. Okay. This one's called Advice. It's kind of long. It may take up the whole rest of the 8 minutes we got left or whatever it is. I don't know.
Well, that's okay. If we go over a little, it's no harm done. Doesn't cost us a thing.
Advice. I looked up how many prepositions there are in English, and there are more than 70 prepositions. I didn't use all 70 of them, but I used a lot of them. Advice. Live in the moment, my mother told me, so I lived in the moment. Live for the moment, my father told me, so I lived for the moment. Live at the moment, my grandfather told me, so I lived at the moment. Live around the moment, my grandmother told me, so I lived around the moment. Live with the moment, my uncle told me, so I lived with the moment. Live beyond the moment, my other uncle told me, so I lived beyond the moment. Live against the moment, my cousin told me, so I lived against the moment. Live above the moment, my girlfriend told me, so I lived above the moment. Live about the moment, my basketball coach told me, so I lived about the moment. Live along the moment, my English teacher told me, so I lived along the moment. Live despite the moment, my rabbi told me, so I lived despite the moment. Live outside the moment, my cardiologist told me, so I lived outside the moment. Live per the moment, my financial advisor told me, so I lived per the moment. Live within the moment, my lawyer told me, so I lived within the moment. Live through the moment, my therapist told me, so I lived through the moment. Live below the moment, the bartender told me, so I lived below the moment. I was confused, so I read a book by a famous Zen monk. Live as the moment, the famous Zen monk said. So I lived as the moment. I was still confused, so I read a book by a different famous Zen monk. Live without prepositions, the different famous Zen monk told me. So I live without prepositions. I live the moment. I could have gone on with more and more, prepositions, but I think I covered enough prepositions in that one.
You ran out of people before you ran out of positions.
People giving me advice. Good point. Good point. I did run out of people giving me advice. That's true. I could have invented more uncles, cousins, and aunts, I suppose, and friends and what have you. This one's called The Poem of the Future. Now, the problem with this poem is I wrote it about 10 years ago. So when I wrote it, it was the poem of the future, but now it's the poem of the present because that was 10 years ago and this is 10 years later. But it's still called The Poem of the Future. I'm not going to change the title. Okay. The Poem of the Future. The poem of the future will be smaller. It will fit in the palm of your hand, on your wrist, in your ear. The poem of the future will not need bulky batteries or cumbersome wires. It will be powered by moonlight and weed. The poem of the future will be automatic. It will go for months without routine maintenance. It will be faster, smoother, with a digital tick. The poem of the future will be lighter. It will be made of plastics and exotic metals. It will be available in hundreds of shapes and colors. The poem of the future will make our lives true. It will perform in a second what it takes the poem of the present a day to do. The poem of the future will talk to us. It will say things like, by IBM, and be my friend, and pulvis et umbra sumus. Now, since I wrote it 10 years ago, one of the things the poem of the future said 10 years ago was by IBM. If I were writing this now, it would say by NVIDIA, right? Because IBM is passé now, and NVIDIA is the thing of the future. So that was the poem of the future. That last line, in case anybody is interested, is, of course, it's Latin. It's from Horace. Pulvis et umbra sumus. It means we are nothing but dust and shadow. So the poem of the future has the last word about everything. Pulvis et umbra sumus. Do we have time for one more? Maybe.
Yeah, let's please do.
What is one more good? Because if it's only one more, then I got to really choose wisely, judiciously.
Well, you might get by with two.
I might get by with two. Well, let's see. I can read Du Fu again since you like it so much. Should I read Du Fu again?
You're welcome to do that.
This is called Use. U-S-E, use. The woman at the hardware store said, "Can I help you?" as I wandered down an aisle of paintbrushes. "No, thank you," I said. What I really needed was a different kind of brush, one that could cover the cracks in my memory. She moved on to another customer, someone who actually knew what they came for. But the question stuck with me, a fleck of paint on a thumb. Can I help you? Help with what? The years piled up, drying paint cans on the shelves of my brain, and none had the right color. Some were labeled the summer of '82, others my daughter's laugh. Most were just a vague, unhelpful shade like off-white or beige. I picked up a brush, a cheap one, and held it up to the light. It felt useless. I felt useless. I bought it anyway, just for the sake of having done something. "I see you found what you were looking for," she said, as I paid. "Yes," I said. Her smile was useful. It was exactly what I was looking for. Okay, you say I can go for one more here?
Go for one more.
Go for one
If you
more.
can top Use, I'm not sure you can.
Yeah, I can read Du Fu again. I can read Du Fu again, and that'll top you. All right, see if I can top it. Why I wanted to be an astronomer. It was not a telescope or a book with diagrams of the solar system. It was not the romance of the stars, which I only knew from television. It was the streetlights. I was a boy in the Bronx, and the streetlights were a kind of enemy, a kind of pollution. They were always on, a yellowish wash over everything, blurring the edges of the night. I wanted to be an astronomer so I could turn them off. Not all of them, just the ones between my eyes and the sky, especially the one right outside my bedroom window. I imagined a switch, a master switch, that would cut the city's yellow glare. And in that sudden dark, the stars would rush in like a crowd in an empty room. I wanted to find a light that was not a street light, that was not a porch light, that was so far away it could not be turned off. I wanted to know the universe like the back of my hand. I did not become an astronomer. I wasn't good enough at math. I became a poet, and I came to know the universe of the back of my hand. Thank you.
Well, JR, I want to thank you for coming and for reading for us. Third Wednesdays, always glad to have something of yours in our pages.
Well,
And
I think I may have submitted something not long ago. I don't know if you've seen them yet. So we'll see.
I don't recall offhand.
Okay, well then, I
But
will look for
whether
your.
you did or didn't, send something again.
Thank you so much. I had fun doing this. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
And, so I will get a copy of this, and I'll.
Oh, yes. I will send you the link. Our
The
what we'll
link.
do is I will do the free listing on our website, and that will include the link to this video so everybody can see it, and you can prove to everybody that you are a poet.
Well, if they don't know it after 55 years of me writing poetry, then I don't know if this will convince them.
And about 40 books I read.
Something like that. Okay. Thanks a million. I appreciate that.
Okay. Good night, JR, and thanks for doing this.
Okay. Take care of yourself.
You too. Once again, I want to thank JR Solonche for that wonderful reading, and I want to thank you for watching. This is Dave Gibson for Third Wednesday Magazine, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.